We're returning our Honda CRV long-term tester next week, but before we part ways, we just wanted to share a few final impressions with you. It's been a busy few months with the CRV, starting with its convincing win in our AutoGuide.com Utility Vehicle of the Year Awards, winning out over some truly great vehicles, the Audi Q7 and Jaguar F-Pace among them. Overall, what stood out most about the CRV over the past few months was its efficiency and comfort. But let's take a look about what helped it stand out in the most competitive segment of the automotive market. In its Utility Vehicle of the Year win, we noted that while the competition has become fierce in the SUV market due to booming demand, especially in the compact crossover field, the CRV stays ahead of the pack with its blend of practicality, value, and ease of use. The CRV was deemed far better value than the luxury entries, but also impressed compared to the Kia Sportage and GMC Acadia, both of which simply couldn't match the polish and efficiency of the CRV. After a few weeks of commuting and family life, the CRV took on the popular Ford Escape, where its value, comfort, and interior space carried the day. The CRV starts at a competitive $25,000 in the US and about $29,000 in Canada, but it still includes popular features like 17-inch alloy wheels, proximity key entry with push-button start and remote start, auto climate control, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and backup camera as standard fare. Higher trims add leather, power driver's seat with memory, sunroof, upgraded stereo, and more. And our fully loaded touring tester topped it all off with 18-inch wheels, navigation, ambient lighting, hands-free power tailgate, and a suite of driver aids for $35,000, $40,000 in Canada. The driver aids were really appreciated, especially the rear cross traffic alert, which took the worry out of backing out of parking spaces, and adaptive cruise, which took the stress out of the morning rush hour commute. And its full stop and go abilities were great, and it's something that not all of its competitors could match, including the Escape. In late March and early April, the CRV took a couple of long road trips that really gave us a feel for its cruising comfort and efficiency. Stephen Elmer made a run to Detroit and back in one day with video producer Alex Beer, and Alex managed to edit an entire video from the passenger seat on the highway, so that speaks to the CRV's composed ride. Although we've complained repeatedly about the noise levels under hard acceleration, at a steady cruise, the CRV is mostly unobtrusive and road imperfections are barely felt, with a solid chassis and superb setup of the McPherson front struts and multi-link rear suspension. Meanwhile, news editor Sebastian Bell used it as his transport to New York City for the auto show, and we remembered to reset the trip computer so we can verify its highway fuel consumption at a stellar 30 miles per gallon or more. Prior to that road trip, our Trip A was tracking at about 24 miles per gallon, which is a good sample of its real-world city efficiency in winter with a lot of heavy traffic commuting. As it stands, after over 6,000 miles, we're at a respectable 26.1 miles per gallon, and although it falls short of the EPA's rating, it's better than any of its competitors in that regard. When it got back from the Big Apple, we threw it right into another comparison, this time with the much improved Subaru Forester. This one was a battle of the CVTs, but it was the CRV's ergonomics, interior quality, and cargo space that trumped the responsive and agile-feeling Forester. Although the CRV came out on top, the Forester did highlight one of the CRV's weaknesses and shows what can be done to help compensate for modest power. The 1.5-liter turbo's 190 horsepower and 179 pound-feet should be plenty for the surprisingly light CRV, but it takes longer than it should for the power to wind up, despite making peak torque at 2,000 RPM. Whether in econ mode or not, initial throttle response is beyond lazy, creating a bit of a slingshot effect when you accelerate, but generally frustrating each and every one of our editors that drove the thing. The Forester has incredibly sharp throttle response, prompting my wife to comment, "This feels way faster than the CRV." It's really not faster, but that first leap off the line can make a world of difference in how fast a car feels and instills confidence in your car. Looking beyond its acceleration, the CRV's more user-friendly touchscreen system, spacious back seat and cargo bay, almost 40 cubic feet in the trunk, 75 with the seats folded, and easygoing driving manners are the right mix in a utility vehicle. Next up was the Toyota RAV4, but to tell you the truth, the RAV4 didn't even come close, feeling a generation behind, lacking the features, refinement, and mechanical quality to match the CRV's excellence. The CX-5, on the other hand, got a thorough overhaul this year, and it was truly a toss-up when it was time to pick a winner in its showdown with the CRV. Ultimately, though, it also fell short of bumping the CRV out of the winner's circle despite luxurious materials, the latest tech, and excellent driving manners. Again, the CRV's interior space and better value helped it come out on top, though just barely. It should also be noted that although the CX-5 is a fine vehicle to drive for a small crossover, the CRV doesn't disappoint when driving them back-to-back, with natural, responsive steering and good composure in turns. After beating all challengers until our final week with it, we finally found a vehicle with the right mix of features and driving quality that we felt was a superior alternative to the CRV, the 2017 Hyundai Tucson. Sure, its cargo space falls short, and it doesn't really blow away the CRV in any one area, but it's better or equal in most aspects, with some unique features and aggressive pricing that make it seem like a better value to us. And I swear it didn't win just because it had cool seats, though I do love the cooled seats. Also, the Tucson has a couple distinct advantages in the CRV's weak spots: its touchscreen and engine response, with a quicker, more intuitive infotainment system and a powertrain with driving modes that offer enough variation to give you a sporty feel when you want it and better efficiency when you don't. Still, the Tucson's herky-jerky dual-clutch transmission makes the CRV's CVT look good, even if the CRV's throttle response leaves it feeling gutless at times. Our time with the CRV was beyond hectic, with road trips, comparisons, and commuting packed into a few busy months, but the CRV remained an oasis of calm through it all. Above all, that is what stands out about the CRV, its calming effect. The generous cargo and passenger space makes it painless to load the kids for their activities, the adaptive cruise takes the stress out of commuting, and the long list of conveniences entertain and just make driving a little bit easier. The CRV may not be terribly exciting, but it never left us disappointed or annoyed, so we came to truly appreciate it as a part of our family.